Hey everyone, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. This video is a new series on my channel called Wax Goals. And what I'm doing is, I know there's a ton of wax challenges out there in the wax community, you know, in a lot of our groups and such, but I want to do a personal wax challenge, and it's called Wax Goals. And what that means is I'm going through my collection and I want to work on certain pieces or get through certain blends that I have in my collection. You know, some months it'll be older stuff, some months it'll be a theme. But this month, August, to kick it off, you know, it's the end of summer coming up, you know, school starts this month. So even though summer doesn't technically end until September, I want to use up some wax that is either, you know, completely summer themed, or I have bits and pieces of this left. And I have some vendor specific stuff here because I got a large Teddy Bees order on Friday, and I really want to use up some that I have in my collection. So what I'm going to do is just briefly talk about what I'm going to be working on this month. Even though I know today is August 6th, August 6th, I have the rest of the month to work on this, and then also melt whatever other stuff I want. I mean, I want to do this mainly to be accountable and to use and make a dent in my stash. So this is Wax Goals for Ashley. So, you know, if anyone wants to follow along and do the same, you know, using up bits and pieces is mainly what I'm working on this month. I also have a few fall things in here to just, you know, get ready for the season because I am in love and obsessed with fall stuff. So here we go. I have been going through my entire collection, you know, what I have up here and what I have down in the my additional storage down in the man cave basement area. And I am just grabbing things that I haven't chopped on stuff that I frankly forgot I bought. And you know, it's another good deterrent from wanting to buy more wax is shopping your stash. So I do that every so often. Seems like I'm always organizing my wax, but I'm really going through and seeing, you know, looking for something that I thought I might have bought, or, you know, just wanting to frankly see what I have, because even though I've been blessed with a good memory, sometimes I forget I have something. I pretty much can remember if I've tried a blend or if I've used it in the past, didn't like it, that kind of thing. But what I want to do here is just talk about this stuff, and at the end of the month, when I do my empties for the beginning of September, you know, or the end of the month, I'll see how many I have left over, and then I'll just comment in a video, you know, how much I got through and that stuff. So I know it might seem silly, but it's something I'm trying out. Namaste. Namaste. This is L3. This is one of my blend creation winners from last year. This is coconut, bamboo, and beach glass. And Namaste, of course, yoga. And it's that state of peace and grounding. So what I wanted with this one is I have had this loaf for a year, August of 22, and I never chopped it until my last chop and chat video, which was several weeks back. So this one is a summer. It's relaxing. It's summer because it has that coconut and that beach glass in there. But I want to use this because it's summer still and it's a year old. That's my rationale for that one. I have a little bit left of buttercream frosting watermelon cake. This, of course, watermelon cake being one of my new loves from L3. I mean, it's not just L3. It's a single oil. A lot of vendors have it throughout the community, but I want to use this up because it's watermelon time. I need to buy some more watermelon. I'll do my Teddy Bees together. I have a little bit of Rose Girls I want to work on. This is Honey Spice Pears Peeps Cake. I got this in my recent Round Robin box that I got a couple of recipients ago, and I am in love with this oil. I really have never smelled Honey Spice Pears before, but I got this in the Round Robin box, and I love pear. Pear is, you know, it's very, very underused in my opinion, but it gives a little something creamy, a little extra. It blends beautifully with bakery. So even though Peeps Cakes kind of sucks to me, I hate Peeps. Just putting that out there. I hate Peeps. So why anybody would make Peeps Cake is beyond me, because Peeps is marshmallow. It doesn't smell like anything special to me. So I'm melting this for the honey pear. And also pear is a nice segue into fall, in my opinion. Okay, the next one I want to get through is Shadow Queen. This is from the Mario Melter line, inspired line from Rose Girls. This is Lord of Misrule, Marshmallow Fireside, tobacco and vanilla bourbon. I am having a tobacco moment with wax. I love everything tobacco related, and I'm really experimenting on my side. I need some more plain tobacco to, melt with and blend with on my side. I don't have any more left, but I want to use this because I've had this. This is going to be, he'll be 2 years old this coming fall. This I bought in 2021, and even though it's Lord of Misrule, it's crazy strong, I still want to use it up just because I'm trying to use some of my older wax, especially Rose Girls. I've got a ton of Rose Girls. Next, we have a couple more L3s. This is a new one of mine. This is Blue Raspberry Jello. Excuse me, Blue Hawaiian, Blue's Raspberry Jello, and Lemon Curd. This was a chunk that was in, I think, one of the pre-orders from earlier this year. I want to use this because I love Blue Hawaiian. It's coconut and cherry and tropical, and I love Blue Raspberry. And plus it's summer and it's lemon curd and it's fresh and it's a punch and all of that stuff. So I'm going to use that up. I know all of the blends, I have a lot here, and it might seem like a lot to get through, but I have 9 warmers, sometimes 10, going in my home, upstairs and downstairs. So I can get through this, especially when I'm working from home and I'm changing my wax every 4 to 6 hours, which I try to do just to, keep it going, keep it moving. And there are some blends out there that last all day long, and I try not to melt those all the time because I know that I don't want to change that every 4 to 6 hours. So it doesn't seem to be, those blends that I'm talking about, the one I just finished up over the weekend is Summer Linen. Summer Linen is a very, 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 very beautiful, but very potent laundry scent. It lasts over 24 hours. It lingers like the cranberries. You have to let it linger, it lingers. And I don't have a lot of ones like that here, even though some of the Beach Nights blends I have. Beach Nights does linger too. It's a nice long-lasting oil. So this next one is Cranberry, Roasted Chestnuts, Kettle Corn, and Marshmallow Fireside. This was a little gingerbread house that Jen and team from L3 offered last year at the Christmas time. They do their fun little cute shapes. I got this because cranberry, it's a nice segue into fall. That's why I picked that one up. Next is Kay's. This is a custom actually from last summer when she did her 25% off sale. I think she did it over the 4th of July last year, but right now, ending tomorrow, Kay is having, Carla's having their 25% off sale on everything, clams and customs, loaves and such. So check that out if you haven't already. This is Fat and Sassy. This is a custom of mine, of course. This is Apple Caramel Crunch, Bourbon and Butterscotch, and Cornbread. And I made this last year, and I love it. But I've been very stingy with using it because it's decadent, it's delicious, it's caramel apple bakery fantasticness. And I just made that word up, but it is good. And why I picked this is because it's a nice segue into fall. I love fall stuff. I have Beach Surfin' from Sassy Girl. This is Surfs Up with Beach Nights. This is just a couple pieces left. I want to use this up. This is a very nice tropical coconut beach night recipe. It's great. I like this. That was in the Beach Night sampler from earlier this year. The next one I want to use up from Sassy is Pistachio Zucchini Waffle Cone. My reason for this is from December of 21. So he's coming up on, almost 2 years old. Smells just like it was poured. It's pistachio fantasticness with waffle cone and zucchini bread, and it's fattening smelling. It's great. I have some more Sassy. I want to use this little shape up from Dessa. This is Country Corn Maze. This is last year. Dessa, is getting ready to ship her pre-order this coming week. So we should be getting our goodies. I have some coming. This is the last souffle I have. For her fall and winter pre-orders, she usually picks select blends that she's offering on her, her scent menu for that pre-order. And she offers them in decorative souffles, and they're in just the cutest, most adorable shapes and colors, and they're almost too cute to cut. But I chopped this up in my last chop and chat or the time before. And I want to use this up because it's the last souffle I have, and it's almost a year old. This is fresh cornbread baked in a cast iron skillet smothered in apple butter caramel sauce. I actually had this going in my office today. It's great. It's apple butter caramel fall scrumptiousness. Yummy. I'm noticing lately for fall, I'm gravitating towards caramel apple. I love pumpkin stuff, but I like earthy pumpkin, you know, such as pumpkin maize from Sassy Girl, which is pumpkin and patchouli from Bath and Body Works. I like my pumpkin earthy. Pumpkin spice, if you watched my Teddy Bees haul video from yesterday, I really went into detail about pumpkin spice and how sometimes it is strange to me. But I do have pumpkin stuff in my collection, of course. I think most of us do that like pumpkin. But I'm finding I like creamier pumpkin and not necessarily all bakery pumpkins. It's going to be very, very particular how it's blended for bakery pumpkin for me anymore. That's just how my scent's evolving. So I want to use up the scoop of pink frosted cake from L3. You know how much I love this guy. That can be great as a blender too. I might even, you know, some of this stuff just go crazy with and blend. I want to finish up this scoop from Kathy Scoopable Tart Wax. She's changed her name to, Scoopable Wax Melts or something, something like that. She changed her name a little while ago. This is 3 cakes. This is yellow cake, birthday cake, and cupcakes at Tiffany's. This to me is okay alone, but I think it's better blended with stuff. So I'm going to experiment that. I think I'm going to try, even though I try not to, you know, use different vendors when I'm blending, I'm going to try to add a little bit of that to my Fat and Sassy from Kay's, the apple caramel crunch and the cornbread situation, and also add a little bit of that to my country corn maze and see what that does. Okay, I have some Teddy Bees I want to get through. My reasoning for this is I have bits and pieces left, and I just got a mess of Teddy Bees, so I need to use some more. Milk, cookies, and eggnog. This is creamy vanilla, powdered sugar, sweet milk, butter cookie dough, and buttered rum eggnog. This one I've had, I think, between purchasing from the pre-orders and destashes, I think I've had a total of 4 of these milk and cookies and milk and cookie blends. I have another one in here, milk and cookies and blueberry cobbler. This is delicious. It's decadent. It's one of my favorite blueberry cobbler blends. And I will say I do struggle with vanilla. I went into that in detail yesterday in my Teddy Bees video too. But I will say milk and cookies is a fantastic standalone blend for a vanilla bakery based blend. You can melt it alone and it's beautifully blended with stuff. I know Tiffany has a lot of milk and cookie blends that she has in her collection. These are 2 I'm going to try to get through. I'll get through Teddy Bees. You know, Teddy Bees is easy to melt. This next one has my heart. This one is plum and peppercorns. If you watched not yesterday's, but the time before Teddy Bees is when this came into my life. And it's immaculate. This is sweet plum, saffron, and black peppercorns. This is, it's very hard to describe, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's very unique. It doesn't live in fruit class. It doesn't live in the earthy class. It's certainly not bakery. It doesn't quite live in anything. It's unique. It's standalone. I like that. I like that it's different. Next is peach cobbler sugar cookies. This is peach cobbler blended with her signature sugar cookies. This one I'm struggling with a little bit, and I have alluded to that in my last videos about the signature sugar cookies and the circus cookies. You know, they're interchangeable. It's the same oil blend that Tiffany uses. My nose has a very hard time smelling it. It's very rich. It's buttery. It's used as a blender. But this one here, this was poured in March. The longer I've let this sit, the better it's throwing for me. Because to me, this is creamy, buttery. It's light, but it's growing a little bit in intensity the older that it's getting. But the reason why I want to use this up is frankly because I'm out of room for my Teddy Bees stuff. I have all my Teddy Bees in one section of my home, and I'm out of room there. So I need to start using my Teddy Bees up. But I like that peach cobbler. If you've ever made peach cobbler, it smells so good, but it's not It doesn't, to me, when I make peach cobbler, it doesn't scent my whole home. It just keeps in that kitchen area, and it's buttery and it's rich. If you make it with Bisquick, you know, you can sweeten it up a little bit with sugar. If you make it another way, you can make it with a cake mix. There's different ways to make cobblers, and I make it the old-fashioned way, the way my aunt taught me to make it with Bisquick and add your peaches and such in it. So it's not overly sweet. Not overly sweet. Next is Team Apple. I got this in a D-stash. Candace threw this in as a freebie. This is apples, vanilla frosting, sweet sugar cookies blended with our sugar and spice. Now this one was offered, no, this wasn't offered in the pre-order. It was on the vote list, you know, the one that we all vote on our scents, and then Tiffany makes the ultimate decisions. This was voted on, but I like this because that's sugar and spice. It's not overly, there, I said overly again, haha. I think it's funny when I have to use my last name in descriptions. I'm a dork, I know, but sugar and spice, it's not super cinnamon, it's not super sugary. It's a perfect little sprinkling of cinnamon sugar. And I like cinnamon sugar in bakery items, not necessarily using it in earthy ways like with pines and balsams. Well, pine is balsam, but you know what I mean, with pines and trees and all those non-bakery items. I don't really care for cinnamon sugar in that way, but I like the apple is just very light in here. It's not screaming apple, which I'm happy about, because sometimes apple, especially Mac apple, can be too overpowering in my opinion. But this is done very well. It's very creamy. It's not too big of a thrower, but that's okay because it serves its purpose. It's sugar and spice and apple. So I want to use that one up. This is Milk of the Poppy. This is simple. This is just Palo Santo and vanilla. This one I have been using as a blender, you know, just to give a little bit of Palo punch to blends I have in my collection. This next one is Satsumas and Linen. Satsuma is weird to me. It's orange, tangerine, all of those things like that has those notes. It is hit or miss for me. But this one is Satsuma mandarins, bergamot, exotic fruits, and linen. And I think why I like this one is it's got that little bit of linen in it, so it offsets the strength and just the intensity of the Satsuma. I don't like Satsuma by itself. I know it's strange, but I just don't. Finally, this is Island Bakery. This is pineapple, peach nectar, tropical fruits, slight hint of coconut milk, strawberry pound cake, and iced lemon cookies. I talked about this in the group, I think, earlier this week or the week before. But this Island Bakery, I've had this for a year, and it's time to use this up. It's the end of summer. I've got little pieces left. It's time to use Island Bakery up. And not to mention, I love that coral color. It's beautiful. So here are my Sassy Girl Brittles I want to work on. I know I might not get through all this wax this month, but I want to make an attempt, and that's my challenge. So, mixing bowl. This is a new one. I just got this in the last couple of weeks. This is coconut milk, sugar cookies, wild berry mousse serendipity, and zucchini bread. This is so good. It's wild berry mousse dominant with a bunch of bakery creaminess in the background. I love this. I melted this downstairs the other evening, and I was in love with it. And Marty said, smells good. I said, okay. We'll put him in the August melt pile. Next is October Kiss. This I've been melting off and on for the last month. I've talked about this in the Sassy group too. This is pumpkin pecan waffles, butter brickle, and zucchini bread. This is so good. It's warm, it's comforting, it's a little syrupy, little pecan from the waffles, but it's got a little bit of brittle from the butter brittle. I know some people don't like, not butter brittle, butter brickle, excuse me. Some people don't like butter brickle. I think it's good. I like it in blends. I think it would be entirely too sweet if I melted it alone, but I really think it works well in October Kiss. The next is Fall Yoga Pants by the Fire. Reason being, this is from October of 21, so he's coming up on 2 years old. I want to use this one up. This is a fantastic one of her bestseller fall blends. This is pumpkin pecan waffle, cider lane, caramel and marshmallow fireside. And this is basically Cider Lane with a little bit of everything added to it. A little bit of smoky sweet from the marshmallow fireside and a little bit of bakery from that pumpkin pecan waffle. The next one I want to work on is Ghost World. This is Mac Apple, Driftwood, and Beach Nights. This one is from May of 21, so he is over 2 years old. That's why I want to work on this and try to finish this up. This one, this is nice. It's not overpowering Mac Apple, thank goodness. It's Beach Nights with a little bit of apple, basically. Next is Purity. This is sweet strawberry, ripe bananas with creamy zucchini and frosted birthday cake. This is scrumptious. It's warm. It's fruity. It throws like a mother on warm. It's a nice strawberry banana zucchini bread blend. And finally, the last one I want to work on because he is 2 years old is Butternut Pumpkin. This one is sweet buttermilk, coconut shavings, pumpkin, clove, cinnamon, vanilla, and icing. I've talked about this in the group a couple of times in the last month or so. And this one is still strong. Sassy Girl has a fantastic shelf life, by the way. This is buttercream with a little bit of coconut and a little bit of sweet, creamy pumpkin puree, and it's great. So those are my wax goals for August. I know I have a lot, but I like variety, and I don't like to be, you know, just working out of 2 different scents. I'll get bored very quickly. So at the end of the month, we'll see how much of this I have worked through in my empties, and I hope everyone has a great weekend. It's the first day of the new week. Hope you have a great and safe week. Happy end of summer, and I'll see you soon.